What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Times.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? And special guest all week. So if you have not tuned in, please go back and do so. Chris Abicon.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? So I got them both here, same time, same place, kind of virtual in the same virtual space. So if you have not, again, please tune in all week. We had some really good conversations. So Monday, Tuesday were our topics, Wednesday discussion. Throwback Thursday, not exactly sure which one it'll be, but I like to highlight people is what I've been doing over the past few weeks. So it'll probably be one with us in a person or with me in a person, just to kind of go back and share some of that knowledge and wealth people bring to the show. And then Friday, like this episode, everything else. So movies, books, games, all that good stuff. Without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So my week, let's see. I didn't do a lot. It was a lot more like errand running this week. But what I did get in now, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's Spider-Man 2. Oh, I got your boy, man. I'm telling you. I'm like
What's your percentage
out here? Oh man, I think I'm at like 30. I think I'm at like 30%.
Okay.
So like throughout the week, I don't get to play it so much. And this week actually, so I almost so for everybody out there, I almost wasn't here today because we had scheduled a local vacation. I was going to take my children to this thing called Magic of the Jack-o'-lanterns is what it was called, right? And there's like thousands of these jack-o'-lanterns out there, intricate designs, right? They got some food trucks out there just to have my kids do something fun. You know, we try to make it where we do something fun with them all the time now, that, you know, create those memories. But over here in Colorado, we got about 3 to 5 inches of snow here at the end of
Nice.
you
So
know,
jealous.
How do people live there?
y'all New Floridians, y'all ain't used to that, you know what I mean?
Right.
But no, the place was not. It would have required us driving. We were going to spend the night at a hotel and do all that, but like even with all the driving, like it was just a little treacherous, and I didn't want to have my children like, you know, going through a field like in like 5 inches of snow, you know what I mean? Their feet cold and complaining, and you know what I mean? Like I wasn't gonna go that route. So it was a safety thing, really. But yeah, we got I'll have to send y'all the picture of what we got in the backyard. It's a good, like, we weren't supposed to get as much down here in the Springs, in Colorado Springs, but we probably got a good 3 inches or so, you know what I mean? It was just like, wow. When I woke up this morning, I was like, okay, like, because I looked outside, I looked up and it just looked white outside. I was like, okay, we got some snow. we made it happen. So so we ended up bumping it forward today. So after work Friday, I ended up taking the children to Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this.
Very familiar with it.
Yeah, Great Wolf Lodge. So,
Yeah, from Virginia. Like,
yeah.
So yeah.
The
I
one,
know it's I don't think there's any in Florida. No.
probably not.
They're building the first one, actually. I think it's gonna be either in Sarasota or Bradenton.
Oh wow.
It's,
Okay.
yeah, an
That's still
indoor
haven't been.
water park. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be south of Tampa for sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, that's where the action is, right? You know what I mean? So
Right.
like, you gotta build it down there where all the other entertainment spots are, right? But no, so we did Great Wolf Lodge for a night. We just bumped it forward a day, and that was fun. The children enjoyed it, though. And I'll tell you, Ryan, the one in Virginia is better than the one here in Colorado Springs, but
Okay.
children enjoy it all the same. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what we did it for. So, you know, they got to eat their candy and their ice cream and do their golfing and the water park and all that good stuff. So they made out pretty good, you know what I mean? It's more so for their enjoyment now. You know, I'm a sucker like that, you know what I mean? I do stuff for the kids to enjoy.
Right. Older kids are like that. You got a different dad.
Yeah. It's like that though, right? It's like, yo, dad's a little better off now than what he was when he was, you know, Sergeant Tynes, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, the older, my oldest son did go. So like, it just so happened to where his work schedule permitted it to where he could go with us as well. So he got to come out and enjoy some time.
Okay.
Too. We were happy about that. You know what I mean? So he got to chill with us a little bit. You know what I mean? But that's kind of it for me, man. Like I didn't even watch the Thursday night football, man. I'm all about the football and whatnot. You know, your Bills won. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're happy about that, but I didn't.
It was. I am very happy about it, but I said last play I was like, everybody was committing a penalty,
Mhm.
and then they blew the whistle. They called the game. I was like, okay, cool.
W's a
Don't
W.
review nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
W is a W, man. You'll
Right.
take it wherever you can get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much all I did this week. Like I said, there was a lot of errand running, you know what I mean, after work and whatnot. And then you get home and then it's dinner time and then, just other stuff just pops up, you know what I mean? So uh but no, not a very adventurous week for me. I'm getting less and less time throughout the week to do the entertainment stuff. You know what I'm saying? So but Chris, what about you, man? What'd you do this week? How was your week?
Yeah, so really, I think since last podcast, I've been kind of light on the entertainment just 'cause I'm finally taking my CISP exam again, right? So I'm going to take my CISP exam on November 20th. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
was studying it for it last time, right? But I actually missed the exam because I had to spend the night at Dallas Fort Worth because my plane was delayed, right? So my exam was actually the next day on a Friday, but I had spent the entire night. So yeah, I was out some cash there, but I did get reimbursed for it, luckily. But it was pretty. I was prepared, right? I did all the official study guide questions, right? I mean, not that I just had them memorized, but I'm pretty sure like I understood most of the concepts for CISP, right? And I think I had the question style down, right? I was so excited to take this exam because I'd failed it previously. But hey, I guess this is third time's a charm, right? So I'm not pulling any punches this time. I'm making sure I get that guy on the 20th. Um, but on the entertainment side, right? So since last podcast, we actually watched the Beckham documentary. So it's David Beckham's like
Oh,
kind
okay.
of
Gotcha.
origin story. And it's actually pretty, it's surprising how it's pretty charming, right? And David Beckham, he's got like a OCD, right? He's got like it's really funny to think about like a guy like that, but he's a very neat person. Like he's got all his clothes arranged in a certain way, and a lot of his process, right, is just on pure uh uh what's the word I'm looking for? Routine. He's a very routine oriented guy. Now he just cooks for his family, and he does everything from seasoning the grill, and he has this ritual where he uh like cleans everything and it's got to look perfect. So that little things like that surprised me, but definitely felt towards the end, it was definitely like, oh yeah, David Beckham retired from soccer and things like that or football. But now he's actually, I think he is the owner, part owner of the Inter Miami, which
Right.
brought
Yeah.
in Messi to Miami. Right. So he's still his hands are still in the pot, right? So it at the end it felt more like a little bit of propaganda. I mean, obviously it's propaganda. I mean, it's there to build his brand, right? And to
Oh,
get
yeah.
you to it's there to humanize David Beckham. But it was damn entertaining, man. And and it kind of gave us the British perspective from when he was a younger guy. I didn't really know about how the England didn't like him at some point because of certain controversy, or he didn't score a goal. Right? Man, English soccer fans, they're something else, right? They
Ruthless.
are ruthless. Yeah, you think like the Eagles or who
Philly
else? The
fans here. Yeah.
Philly fans, Raiders fans, and yeah, Philly fans and Raiders fans, and then you think they're bad, right? You go over there, they're like they want to start like little wars with each other. They're trying to fight. It's absolutely wild. Um, and then besides that as well, we've been watching a lot of crime documentaries recently. So we got Peacock, right? So I have the Amex card where actually you get a credit for certain streaming services, and Peacock happens to be one of them, right? And then we've been on this Dateline kick, watching like real murders of Atlanta. I mean, it's like I don't know what it is, but it's just so freaking entertaining. And it's to the point though where you're like, you watch like the first 5 minutes, and it's literally like, husband did it, wife did it, every time, every freaking time, every time. You can tell like a lot of the episodes have like the husband or wife calling the police. I'm like, yo, this dude's faking the crap out of that. He's fake crying, and it's just like, yo, this guy killed her 100%. It's usually the husband or wife, right? But the thing is, it's crazy because like when you hear these stories like, oh, married 15, 18 years, and all of a sudden, like somebody's cheating on you or whatever, but uh, the one thing actually, I saw one of them actually. It was actually an airman in, I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was an airman at Nellis that was uh that was murdered by wife's friend. Do you guys remember that
No,
at
I don't remember
all?
that one. Mm-mm.
But that it was fairly recent. Um, but that one like is heart-wrenching because it's a Guamanian family, right? And she was like starting to cheat on the guy, but apparently it ended up where um she convinced this guy that her husband was like beating her or something like that, but they come up with a plan for him to be robbed, right, at the house in the morning. It was to the point where it's like what she did was she made sure that he was late to work, right, because I think he worked security or something that or like
Mhm.
that where he had to be on shift by like midnight or something. So what she did was it's crazy. She made sure to silence his phone so he woke up late so he'd be rushed, right? So he would be in a rush to get out of his house, right? But the lo and behold, the shooter or the killer was out front, just ready to rob him in the middle of the night, right? So then that's how he gets killed. He gets shot by the boyfriend or friend. But the fact that it happened to an American airman, like that one was crazy to me. It like really bothered me because they were high school sweethearts and stuff like that, right? And that yeah, it kind of got
Right.
morbid with me, but you know,
You know though, but like
it's,
here's what we have to think about though, right? So the military is a microcosm of
yeah.
the civilian population, right? So those people they are in the military, right? Like you have those same
Hmm.
situations, right? Like it's funny you bring that up. So there's a show called Homicide Hunter. Lieutenant Joe Kenda is the guy's name,
Hmm.
and he was a Colorado Springs, which is where I live now. He's a Colorado Springs police detective, right? So all the time I'm hearing about Fort Carson soldiers,
Oh, gotcha.
Carson.
Mm.
Fort Carson is right here in Colorado Springs, right? So it's amazing how many of his crimes involve a soldier from Fort Carson, right? But it's a huge base here. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mm.
a lot of airmen, or not, excuse me, soldiers. You know what I mean? That could wind up, dead or committing some crime or whatever like that. But yeah, it's crazy. It's called Homicide Hunter is the name of it. But no, it doesn't surprise me because like I always tell people like whatever you think, whatever you see going out in the civilian
Yeah.
population, it is happening in the military as well. It's just there.
And
Right.
it
Because
just, it definitely just hit more to home because you had like the family interviewing them and stuff like that. So it just gave you a little bit, it just made it feel more personal. And that's what, good TV does. It gets you engaged, right? But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where my weeks have been. Plus, I think British Bake Off is back on. So every Friday, that's how you know it's the holidays are coming soon, right? So I've become a professional baker for an hour a day, a week, or critic. You didn't prove
right,
your
right, a critic.
bread, sucker. You stink.
No, that's what's up.
uh,
But yeah, I think
yeah.
that's definitely a Western thing. Like Americans, just Western, or like I don't know, just Western in general, we like our murders.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
get or our serial killers, right? Like that's just American TV, probably over in the UK and EU as well. They probably love it too. It's just
Hmm.
weird. I don't know why we enjoy it so much. Like I read somewhere where they're saying you might be a serial killer if you fall asleep to murder mysteries.
I
Like it
think it's
lulls you to
definitely.
sleep.
I think it is on the lines of like, yeah, maybe it's just people projecting. Yeah, I could be killed right now. It's just that it's like I could be dead. It's just things are grass is greener, right? It's just it makes you grateful for just having the simple things in life.
Right. I could see that as well. I don't know. Like I couldn't make it through Dahmer. I tried. I think I made it to like the third episode. It was just too dark. I was just like, this is not enjoyable. Like
Hmm.
this is an uncomfortable TV series. I know I could probably get back into it later on, but even the actor had issues coming out of Dahmer's character, right? Like he did like no,
Yeah.
it's a bit much. It's a bit much. Um
What is it? Method acting. When you take method acting too far.
yeah, yeah. And they all seem to do it. Like I mean, it makes for good movies, but then they wind up taking on the character of or the persona of the person they were acting as. Like, so
Hmm.
no, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
But so my week, fairly busy, but I got a lot of entertainment in. So I'm also on Spider-Man. I thought I was further along. I told you guys 30%. I went and looked at the title screen because my son crushed in the weekend, so he's 100%. So he's like, man, call me when the DLC comes out. Um, I'm at 24%. It feels like I should be much further. Like, I'm past the Coney Island stuff, if that makes sense to you, Shannon. Um,
I'm not there yet. Like I
you must be
just
doing side stuff. You would
I
side. I'm
stay
main line in it. Like every now and then I'll run into something. I'll see a crime. I'm like, well, I'm Spider-Man. I got to stop that. But for
No,
the most
everybody
part, I'm
everybody gets
straight to the
one.
next story beat.
I'm team side quest. I'm team side quest because
Yeah.
to me it's like if you miss a side quest, you're never gonna do it, right? I'm always gonna be side quest guy, and
Main
that's why.
main line. You gotta do the main line till they warn you. When they
So
warn
how
you
do
to go
you
do the side quest.
so how do you so here's the thing. So how do you level up? You know what I mean? So like so what level are you at? Do you know?
18? I
Oh
think I'm
man.
18.
Yeah, I'm at like 20, I'm at like 23. I'm at like 23, something like that.
Right.
But I'm level 34. Like
Ooh. You
I
took
am
twice the
yo,
level.
I'm stopping tankers from blowing up. I'm rescuing people, stopping them from getting branded. Like I'm doing all of it, man. Like I'm
The
like, yeah,
branded thing, I only saw one of those. I was like, I wonder if that's gonna be an ongoing thing. Like, why are they branding people? So like, I gotta get into it. I'd be passing icons, like anything to do with Mysterio. I'm like, nope, no, thank you. Like the only thing that I do if I see it, if I see a beacon, which I assume is something to do with Spider-Man 2099. Every time I see one of those, I'm like, I gotta go get that. Like if I see it, I have to go do it. But like if I don't see a random police chase, I'm in the wind, literally. Like I love gliding. My favorite takeoff is the one where you do the
the super
slingshot.
screenshot. Yeah.
Yeah, you pull back. I'm like, oh, I feel so good. Like the traversal in this game is amazing. Because I thought I'd be doing a lot of the fast traveling because I'm a mainline guy. Like just get me close to the story beat. But like just going like swinging through the city and then flying and all that stuff. Oh, I love it. I love it. They even made it when you fall on the waterfront. Like it happens to me very rarely because they have lots of ships out there. But every now and then I'll get stuck in the water and have to do like the glide and jump. I'm like, this is fun too. Everything. This is going to definitely be game of the year. I can't see it being like there's a lot of contenders out there. I can't see it being beat. Um, you got your Starfields, you got your Baldur's Gate 3 has been highlighted a lot. You got your Super Mario
Baldur's
Wonder
Gate 3.
came out the same day as Spider-Man. I want to go back and play that as well. I couldn't justify buying two games same day just to play one anyway. Um, and then what else came out? Mortal Kombat came out. Uh, oh, Zelda came out this year, didn't it?
I was like, didn't Zelda
It
come out this year?
did.
I was just getting
Oh
ready to say
yeah,
It
that.
did.
that's what happens when you come out first. When you come out
Yeah.
first, you get that memory bias.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tears of the Kingdom,
it's
right?
gonna be Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, which I have to go back to after I beat Spider-Man. That's why I got the main line.
Yeah, you said Baldur's Gate 3. I totally forgot about that. I was
Diablo 4.
obsessed.
This is
Yeah,
an
Diablo
amazing
4.
year. Alan
Yeah,
Wake 2 just came out. This is an
yes.
amazing year. This might be the one of the greatest uh gaming years of modern history, right? Like not like barring the N64 and all the other stuff. Like I think
PlayStation 2 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
like this might be the most like out of the modern generation. Like I'd say PS4, Xbox One till now. Like I think this might hands down this might be crushing it. There's too many games. Like even games are being resurrected, right? Like you got your Cyberpunk 2077 is getting this DLC and it's 2.0 patch, right? Like making the game what it was advertised to be a decade ago, right? So yeah, this game's amazing. Or this gaming year is amazing. But yeah, I'm loving Spider-Man. I'm playing some more of that today. Get judged by my son. He'll come in the room and see me playing. He's like, just judgmental. Got to work on your combos. Like, he says the same thing. Like, I'm not leveled up enough. He was like, wait, do this, do that. Oh, you ain't got that. Like, you don't have the tech, you don't have the gadgets. Side quests. But yeah, so far I'm loving it. But when it comes to media I've consumed, so I'm caught up on Loki season 2. I don't know if you guys are. It's the penultimate episode, right? Like, so next week is the finale already. Um, Pacing wise, I think they're doing a great job. Like, I don't know what reviewers had. beef with. Like this is good. This is great even. You
You
got
got,
you got
don't you have 2 more
multiple.
episodes? Don't you have 2 more?
No, just one more. Finale comes out next week. It's this was
I thought it was.
episode 7
I thought it
this
was the
week.
week before or the same week as the Marvels gets released. The Marvels doesn't get released next week, is it? It's the week
Oh yeah,
after.
you're right. You're right. Hmm. So maybe it is 2 more episodes. Yeah, you're right. It is 2 more. I thought it was the finale. Like, okay,
The
so not
ninth,
not
I
to give
think.
anything away, but the way this one ended, I was like, it can't be much more. So okay, that's good. I'm happy about that then, because I'm like, man, it's not a Moon Knight situation where you're like, I don't know how they're gonna wrap all this stuff up. It's more of like, what's the aftermath? So if you're gonna do the aftermath for two episodes, I'm down for it. It's all good with me. And then Gen V, I know Shannon doesn't watch it, but uh, do you watch The Boys and Gen V, Chris?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Have you watched The Boys at all?
No, I
Oh,
probably
really?
should.
Okay. So I'm the only one. Uh, First off, this side show is just as good as the real show, right? Like you usually get these spinoffs, you're like,
Mm.
I don't know. Like this one, it's so interwoven, like it doesn't feel like a side story. Like they have cameos, right? They have like the bigger actors come in and do their thing, what have you. But like it's so infrequent because they highlight the characters that are in the school, right? Like it's like a soup high school type, or I guess soup college type situation. So good. Like so, I know that one's going to come to uh, a finale pretty soon. I think this one actually is a finale next week. Um, and then just in time for Invincible to kick off. Like Amazon's doing this thing. Like it doesn't have as many shows as some of the other networks, but all the ones that come out are quality. They're doing a really good job.
Invincible is so amazing. I cannot wait for that season 2 because, like, actually, Invincible is one of those shows you get like invested in emotionally. I'm like, man, this
Yeah.
show's so freaking good, and I can't wait. You said it was going to be later this month or next week,
November.
Early November. I think it's the
early
first week in
November.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be exciting. That's gonna be
Yeah,
really
it's good. It's gonna be
exciting.
Have,
good
have
stuff.
you have you seen the trailer, Chris, for the new
I
season?
actually haven't. No, I'm just like I don't like. I'm not a trailer person because I feel like sometimes trailers give away too much, right? So
Yeah,
I
I'm the
want to
same.
just
I'm the
I
same
want
boat.
to experience the movie or things like that. But like movies for me, sometimes trailers are better than the movies themselves, right? So that's why that's why I'm not a trailer guy.
So I'm
Yeah.
curious, how do you determine what you want to watch then? Like if you're not watching the trailer, like how do you say I want to go see that?
Well, we usually I watch like big time movies, right? So like for like Oppenheimer, right? I didn't watch any Oppenheimer trailer. I just know, hey, Chris Nolan directs it. I'm watching it, right? Or if this person or if the new, if a new specific, franchise comes out, I'm gonna watch it,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, waiting for that reboot of DC Universe, right? I'll watch that too.
You're like
So
I like James Gunn, so like if he's heading the studio, you're like I'm all for it.
that's my mindset,
Okay.
right? Although I've been like really lacking on, I don't know, ever since Endgame, my interest in like Marvel has been way less. I think that's kind of standard throughout the industry though,
Yep.
because really like Marvel ended with a lot for a lot of people with Endgame because Miss Tony Stark,
Right.
It-
Right. Right.
It's funny you bring that up because Ryan and I have had this conversation as well, like on the podcast.
Mhm.
Like, is it fatigue with comic book movies? Like, what is the reason to where it just doesn't seem as great? Like, even to this day, I have had Disney Plus since probably the first week it came out. I have not seen Ant-Man. Was it the Quantumania one or
Yeah,
whatever?
Quantumania.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is readily available to me. I have not seen it, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is. But me, like, I'm very good at looking at a trailer and being like, oh man, this, that, and the third. And here's the thing. When I saw the Ant-Man trailer, I was like, okay, I gotta see that. But as I started watching other clips that were snippets of the movie, I was like, I don't know about
Mhm.
it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm I'm usually 99% on. Like very rarely am I fooled by a trailer to where I'm like, oh, you got me. Like I thought it was gonna be so much better than that. And for that one, I'm not feeling it. And I have not watched.
Yeah. So like I like Shang-Chi. That was actually, it got a lot of flack in the media, but I like Shang-Chi. It was fun.
I thought it was good.
Uh
That was
Yeah.
good.
and then yeah, but then I watched what was it, that Doctor Strange movie, right? Because I'm a Doctor Strange
Oh,
fan.
the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, but that one, well, so odd. It just felt weird to me because you didn't know if Wanda was the main character, was the villain. You didn't know if it was just all over the place, right? There's too many plot lines, and I feel like it was just a movie with too many hands in the pot, and that's what I felt like, and it was kind of disappointing because I like the characters, right?
As I say,
But
it had some of the best cameos, but yeah, it
yeah,
just
it
kind of
just
fell
felt
apart.
it felt off. It's hard to say, like it felt off,
So
right?
if for the people that were Sam Raimi, like the director, right? He's the one that did
Yeah,
the
Evil Dead.
Spider, yeah, Evil Dead, and he did
Yeah,
Spider-Man. Not the Amazing Spider-Man. He did the regular Spider-Man. Toby Maguire. That's what we got to say. Toby
yeah.
Maguire
The
Spider-Man.
original trilogy.
There you go. Yeah, like the
Yeah,
original trilogy. Um, like people
Uh,
that like him, like they were fans of it, right? But like the way that he directs, I was not a fan of it. You know what I mean? And like
mhm.
at this point, I mean, we're 2 years removed, so I mean, it's whatever, right? But like to have zombie Doctor Strange or whatever that was, I'm like, come on, man. Like
Yeah, that was
I wasn't feeling
wild.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
It's just
yeah.
it wasn't for me. Like I did not I have not watched it past that one time. Like it just did not do it for me. I'm like, man,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
thought
no,
it would open up
same
more
case. Yeah,
into other things, and maybe it will, right? Like maybe it's one of those things where as Marvel goes on, they'll start tying back for like the further they go into their timeline, right? And then they'll say, okay, yeah, this ties back to Multiverse of Madness, but I wanted to see more of that right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And it just
gotcha.
I,
Yeah,
I think they're gonna have to go with, I think the Thor franchise is still fairly strong, right? So they're gonna have to do something with that uh to get more viewers, right? Because the box office numbers just aren't there anymore, right? They're just not. Right? There used to be like billion-dollar events for each movie prior leading up to into Endgame, but now it's fizzled down a lot. So if it's whether it's they have to explore different, characters or just do something completely different.
so I don't know
Really,
I don't know how they're going to continue down that path though, because Hemsworth has said he's taking a break from acting, right? Like he's got that medical
yeah.
going on to where he's like, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. So like if they are going to continue, and that's going to be the new tent pole that it all revolves around is Thor. Like if he's going to wait like another 4 or 5 years before he's acting again, like he may not. He may not want to.
Mhm.
He might get like Dave Bautista. He'd be like, I don't want to take my shirt off anymore, right? It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So what is it? I'm just doing a quick Google search of the movies for next year. So we've got like the Marvels, right?
right.
Then you've
Which
got
when you talk about trailers, like I have no clue what this movie is really about. So that's why I'm like, it could be a pleasant surprise,
yeah,
or they're trying to bury it. But
right. I mean Brie Larson, right? So she's kind of controversial, right? Apparently she's got a, not so she doesn't work well with some, I guess, some actors and actresses. So I don't know anything about that story. So it's interesting how they're framing this. But you've got Ironheart coming up,
is that
and you
so that was going to be a TV show? Now it's a movie, right? Is that the way it
yeah,
happened? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So you got Ironheart and then a Deadpool 3. That one could be fun,
Yep.
because that's kind of in its own little world, right? And then you've also got Captain America Brave New World. So that should be interesting. So this should take place right after the
The
episodes
Winter
of the
Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
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 So that should be interesting. Pretty excited. I will watch that one. Um, but then you've got Blade in 2025. Interesting. I'm excited for
I
Blade.
heard that pretty much got a reboot. Because
Mhm.
just the direction they were going. But the same thing with they're also saying Daredevil is getting a reboot because
Mhm.
they didn't like the direction it was going. So like they want to put
So,
more action back into those series, which that's what they're built upon. So it's kind of weird that they're
mhm.
going to take a different take of
I,
it
w-
originally.
I wonder what made them just restart. I mean, it's just that's
They
what happens when you
said the
have.
script wasn't good. Said the script wasn't good. There wasn't
Really?
enough action. So it was a Blade movie with more talking than knives flying.
It was Ali Mahershala that came out and was that said that, right? Like
Yeah,
was he the one that was
he
like,
was like, this
hey,
is not.
this
Yeah,
ain't
it's
the
not where
move?
it's at.
Yeah.
But they're saying the same thing with Daredevil. Daredevil was already in production, and they're going back and they're gonna have to do. Uh, they said not. It's not. It's further than reshoots. Like we need to
Mhm.
redo this because it's not going the right direction. So I'm like, that's good. I'd rather you fix it now than give me a boring TV show, right? Like, because Loki is like
Mhm.
really good, it's like spot on. But then you had like Moon Knight, was just like meh, right?
Nah. It's so
So
hit or miss. Yeah, I mean,
right,
it used
exactly.
to be where Marvel was just hit after hit. Now it's, hey, I'll watch a few of them, right? And it's kind of sad because I love this stuff, right? And yeah, I want to get to Fantastic Four eventually, and then maybe then another Avengers. But
Yeah,
I just can't see it. Like at this point in time, I just don't see how it can be. It can be. It's not as well thought out, obviously when especially when the end was Endgame, right? When that from Iron Man to Endgame was how many years, right? It's just
right. I think the
yeah,
pandemic jacked things up too, though. So you had the
yeah.
pandemic, and then you had I guess what we're going through, the fatigue. But I think the fatigue is more of the phase four just was not great, right? Like,
Hmm.
I
so
think they
I think phase five might tighten that up, maybe, hopefully.
I think they started reading too much of these critics that were just like, oh, it's another comic book movie. Like, yeah, people that are going to see that, that's what they want, right? Like
Right.
they were I think they were trying to get another audience and it just failed them, right? Like they were trying to expand their horizons and say, okay, we made 1.5 billion, but this is how we get to 2, right? And it just
Mm,
backfired because then it was like, well, now you've lost the people that got you to 1.5, right? They're like,
right.
I'm not I'm already paying for Disney Plus. I'll wait the 90 days and let it come out to me. You know what I mean? Because like
I
you
mean that also is a factor too, like Disney Plus, because with Disney Plus being a thing, it doesn't feel as exclusive anymore. It doesn't feel like an event anymore because
Right.
Disney
Right.
Plus made everything. We're a streaming society now, right?
Well,
To the point
again, it's
where
post pandemic. So the pandemic
yeah,
had
post
a lot,
pandemic,
because
yeah.
I was loving it. Like, yeah, give me all that stuff at the house. And now people like me are still standing firm in that. Like, nah, you bring it to the house, like in the next
Although
60 days or so.
I am an IMAX experience fan, right? So we actually watched Barbie in IMAX, which was hilarious, which was
That
great.
is pretty funny. I thought you were going to say Oppenheimer or
I
Oppenheimer.
did I did yeah, so Oppenheimer I watched in IMAX, right?
Okay.
Incredible. But Barbie re-released in IMAX for like a week. And so my family was like, let's go watch it. I'm like, okay, fine. Fantastic, right? It was just it was great. But I
I
like
can't
IMAX, the
imagine.
sound. Yeah, it's just THX IMAX sound for Barbie, So
Right.
when that lizard track hits, you're like, damn, let's go.
That's hilarious.
uh,
Um,
it's great.
but oh, and then I got my copy of Scary Stories to Tell in the Boardroom Volume 1. So let me see if I can make it focus on the camera. It's not going to do it.
might have to put it in front of you. There
There
you
it
go.
is.
There you go.
Ah, you did it. But yeah, so I got this just in time for Halloween. So we talked about it on the podcast in the past. So Aisha Hollins is a contributor to the book. So I can't wait to get to her story, her chapter of it. But let's say it's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine authors contributed to this Scary Stories to Tell in the Boardroom, Volume 1. So it's cybersecurity focused, right? So it's like here's how we mix the cybersecurity awareness month, spooky stories for Halloween, and then obviously circle back to all that good cybersecurity ness and things of that nature. So I just received, just came in the mail. So if you have not picked up a copy, this is not a paid for advertisement or a veiled advertisement, but Aisha has contributed to the show a lot. So if you're a fan of hers, definitely pick up the book. So I got mine from Amazon. Yeah. But yeah, it's I'm hoping next week will be just as uh like not like we're getting to the holidays, right? So not as busy, right? Like because we're gonna do the fall festival thing here as well, Shannon, but there will be no snow on the ground. Thank God. But that should be coming up. Then obviously the holidays will hit. I got a little vacation coming up, so that's gonna be fun. And then we get right into the other holidays, right? Just keep going from holiday to holiday to holiday. I love this time of the season, not only because of all the get-togethers and whatnot, but the food. This is this is where I gained 10 pounds. I can't wait. Cannot
Best
wait.
time of the year. Best
Right,
time of the year.
exactly.
You ain't got to
To
worry about
me,
no you ain't got to worry about no PT test now, man. Just do what you do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I got the email not too long ago. It was like, get ready for your PT test. Like, haha.
Like
And when do I fall off with all these emails? Like, when y'all gonna stop bothering me?
I still get emails from JCSE, or what is it?
Yeah,
Get phone
I'll get
calls.
yeah recalls for the hurricane or the
Hurricanes. I'm like,
your analysis. Like,
I actually called the JNOC and I was like, hey, can you just take me off? I haven't been there since 2019. I'm like,
nah,
what?
they're gonna have to redo their call tree. Like, yeah, I get
Yeah,
called
no.
because they'll say meet at the theater. I'm like, I know what that
I'm like,
is. Let's see
yeah,
your analysis.
no, no thanks. No
Right.
thanks.
But and then oh yeah, I forgot. So tonight, Chappelle. So Chappelle will be here in Tampa. My wife secured the tickets
Nice.
weeks ago, maybe even months ago. So he's here on a
Congrats.
Sunday. So it's gonna be a rough Monday, but I'm very excited.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have to tell us about it. It's
yeah,
gonna be
for
great.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we got the email yesterday about the phones. So they confiscate your phones. So that's gonna be a thing, which is fine. So maybe I'll be on the special and show me laughing.
I hope
Um,
so.
well, you see
I want to
that?
see you going like,
Right.
I
Like, he's a good one. Keep camera on
want
him.
you to be bouncing off your chair like this.
Right. But so I've never seen Chappelle live. I've seen Kevin Hart a few times. With Shannon. We saw Kevin Hart in Virginia.
Nice.
I've gone to smaller comedy shows here. At I think it's called the Funny Bone or I forget what it's called, but it's right there in Ybor. So I've seen Kev on stage. I've seen Bill Bellamy, um, uh, Tony Baker. Like, so I've seen a lot of comics here, but never such a big venue. So that's what Chappelle brings. He takes out arenas, right? So I'm super excited. So I'm sure I'll have uh, like I'm not gonna spoil any jokes, but just like yeah, he made fun of everybody. He successfully offended everyone in the room. Good job. So there is that. But yeah, super excited to see what the week brings. Again, Sunday night comedy is going to lead to Monday sleepy time.
Oh yeah.
But it is what it is. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up our week. So if you have not done so already, please, if you're an audience member, go back, listen to Monday, Tuesday, our topics, Wednesday discussion, Thursday, throwback of some sort. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. And then obviously today's episodes, everything else, movies, books, games, all that good stuff. Literally books. We did it. Movies, books, games, we did it. As
Nice.
advertised.
The gamut.
Yeah, there it is. So you can find us via all the socials that go by our name. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy. You can find me on Clubhouse, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Threads. And you, Abacon, at
You
Chris.
can find me on LinkedIn under Chris Avacon. Last name is spelled A Bacon. Can't
There
miss
it
it.
is. Can't miss it. And then all the links will be in the description as well. So, and then obviously Shannon is not on the interwebs, so keeps a very small footprint, like an assassin.
The
So,
shadow.
right.
It's only a matter of time before Chris sees me on one of those documentaries, and I gotta go like, Shannon, was this you I saw out here?
Right.
They showed the picture. It looks just like you. I'll be like, no, that wasn't me, but wait right there.
New
Oh,
crime. Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
right. But yeah, continue
Crazy.
to listen to the show. We greatly appreciate your patronage. I think that's the right word. Stay safe, stay secure.